In this video, I'm going to discuss 5 reasons why you should be practicing Qigong. I'm Professor Qi. I help people raise their vibration. Welcome to yet another video. Now let's get started. There's 5 good reasons why you should be practicing Qigong. The first and foremost reason is more energy. I'm going to discuss Solar Qigong, which is the Qigong that I teach. Solar Qigong is very unique compared to other types of Qigong in that it is not just empty forms. It is the inner work, or the Gong, the inner working of temple-style Tai Chi. It's my interpretation of temple-style Tai Chi. It is about the internal energy circulations, and with the mind we track the internal energy circulations along with certain movements and breathing, and the result is more energy, more vitality, more willpower, and the mind training that it takes to become a different kind of human being. Let's start with more energy. The first reason why you should be practicing Solar Qigong. The breath that we use in Qigong, in Solar Qigong, is very long, slow, and even. We get energy in 2 ways in this life. First is the food that we eat, and secondly, through the breath. But not just the oxygen that's in the breath, but the Qi that is locked inside of the oxygen is what we're striving for in practicing Solar Qigong. The breath comes in, and with our mind, we track it deep, deep inside of the body into the very center of the spine. And with our imagining power, we extract that Qi from the oxygen that is coming into the body. Now, imagining power is actually the most significant thing that you have. It's the power. It is your power. Everything in this world is imagined first. Every great phenomena, every great invention, even this morning, all day long, you have been imagining your day. We don't think of it in terms of imagination because we usually go through life in a default mode. We just step through the day like we did yesterday in hopes that we'll survive into tomorrow. This default mode is essentially just nothing more than survival. Real people, the people that make a difference in this world, the happy people, the excited and inspired people that are full of enthusiasm and excitement for life, they are imagining every day. They're imagining a new way of doing things every day. They're imagining energy, inspiration, and excitement into their life, and that's the reason why you meet these kind of people and say, what is different about this guy? I'll tell you what's different. They are imagining life as they want it, rather than accepting life as it comes. So, with imagining power, that is the first and foremost power that we use practicing Solar Qigong. So as the energy comes in, we're going to learn how to track that energy deep inside of the body and watch that energy flow. Very, very specific details of energy circulation inside of the body is the difference and the unique quality of Solar Qigong and why it is so effective. The second reason is more vitality. There's a difference between energy and vitality. Energy is the Qi that's available inside of the breath, inside of the oxygen. Vitality, on the other hand, is your ability to muster up the will, muster up the power in this moment to have and utilize that energy. Your vitality is what the Chinese call Zheng. The vitality is the ability through the endocrine system, through the nervous system, through the brain power to utilize the energy that's available. Young children have tremendous amounts of vitality, and that's the reason why everybody's trying to slow children down, because they have not slowed themselves down. Their vitality is wide open. Their body is capable of producing massive amounts of energy from the breath they're breathing, because their vitality has not been slowed down by age and by ideas of weakness. Age is one thing, but we tend to slow ourselves down by believing things like, I'm just too old for that. I'm an adult now. I can no longer do that because I'm older. These ideas slow down our vitality more than anything. Furthermore, the real vitality in our system is inside of the spine, inside of the bone marrow. That is the center. The center of who we are is the very center of the spine, the very center of the bones, and the very center of every cell in your body. Through imagining power and condensing breathing, which is the cornerstone of Solar Qigong, I will teach you how to draw that energy, that qi in the breath, into the very center of the spine. When that energy gets to the center of the spine, it will transform into vitality, because that is where the high frequency energies that innervate your life are. The very center of the nervous system is the center of the spine. From there, it works its way out into the rest of the body, and we use that energy to innervate the five senses. Through condensing breathing, we take our attention and put it on the vitality itself. From there, we'll have more vitality to not just innervate the five senses, but to innervate your higher senses, your senses of intuition, your sense of imagination, your sense of willpower. And this is the third reason why you should be practicing Solar Qigong, is more willpower. Have you ever thought about what is the difference between people that just seem to bumble their way through life and those that actually go out and get the things that they want? The difference is willpower. Willpower is not something you're born with per se. There may be a certain amount of genetic disposition towards willpower, and you may have been prompted by your conditioning if you had really good willful parents that said you can do whatever you want. Willpower is just that, the ability to do what you want to do. People with willpower don't let things get in their way. Problems and the problems that get in the way of getting what they want are a challenge rather than a stumbling block, and rather than an obstacle. People with lots of willpower say, that is just a challenge. Now I just need to work towards that and I will get what I want. So when we practice Solar Qigong, through imagining power and drawing the energy that's all around us into the center of who we are, and developing more Jing and more vitality, we become like we once were as a child, more willful. If there's any problems you may have, you will just gather that will and move towards the solution. That's the difference. As we develop more Jing and more vitality, your willpower will naturally increase. You'll be much more like you were as a child. There may be a problem in that you might become a little more willful than people are used to. And that's not a problem that's a real problem. That is a problem that is a solution. As you practice Solar Qigong and you develop more willpower, the the things that get into your way in this life will become nothing more than a fun challenge, a puzzle to unlock yet even more will. Every day as you practice and pull more and more energy into the center of who you are and develop more Jing and vitality, as you develop more of the ability to track that energy, to push it across the body, to push it out of your hand, out into the world, to push it out your third eye, and imagine what you want in this world, you will naturally develop more willpower. As we develop more willpower, you will naturally be able to get the things that you want. And the fifth reason to be practicing Solar Qigong is the mind training. The inner work is all about mind training. As you get more energy, develop more vitality, create more willpower, the tracking of these internal energy circulations will increase your mind's ability to pay attention to details. The mind that can pay attention to details is the mind that can get things done. This world is nothing more than a bunch of little details. Solar Qigong practice is not merely going into a posture, and it's not just breathing. It's breathing in the energy, developing the Jing and the vitality to create enough energy to be able to push through the body, and every day imagining that you're following this energy, let's say from that back heel out this palm, the energy moving up the spine and down the spine. You're following this energy. As you follow this energy, your mind will be trained and become stronger. A mind that is willful, a mind that is full of energy, a mind that is trained to be able to follow attentions of energetic details is an unstoppable force. That you can become the kind of human being that gets what it wants in this life. This is not an empty promise. I am promising you that if you practice Solar Qigong and you practice the ability to track energy circulating throughout your body, and you learn how to project that energy out into the world, you will develop a trained mind that is capable of getting the things it wants. The only challenge then is to figure out what you want. The first thing you'll notice as you practice Solar Qigong is more inspiration, enthusiasm, and excitement for life. Inspiration is to breathe, to inspire. As you breathe more and more Qi in, you will naturally become inspired. And the first thing you'll notice is, hey, now I know what I want. Developing the idea of what you want. Developing the energy and the vitality to go after what you want. Growing a mind that's full of imagining power and is trained to pay attention to details, that, my friends, is the secret to life. Practice Solar Qigong. Go to solarqigong.com. Allow me to teach you how to do this relatively simple practice. This practice is not difficult. It's very little details piled on top of each other until you have this system of mind training and energy cultivation and a magnet for inspiration, enthusiasm, and excitement. Because think about it, isn't that what you really want out of life? It is. To be inspired, to be enthusiastic, to be excited, to have the courage to imagine a new way to live. Go to Solar Qigong today. Take the lessons, the easy to follow video lessons, and before you know it, you too will be saying, I'm ready to live. I'm awake and ready.